InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. It is I, Tonya D, once again, holistic Sha'medium and subtle energetic surgeon. So my musing podcast is out for a release today. I mused about our soul incarnating in the lessons and the patterns that we actually come to jump over, I guess, hurl over that gate. But it's Monday, October 11th. 10/11/21, the daily snippet. So I just want to give a good shout out to my new subscribers this week. Absolute gratitude to you and to all of you that are echoing it out into the universe for me, liking and sharing. It really helps with the algorithm, and my heart needs some of that. But what's happening in the cosmos, the elemental highway today, and so much more. We've had Saturn went direct, Pluto went direct. So Pluto in the cosmic consciousness is our codex to the realm of Hades. Sometimes I see it as the shaman's portal, but I sense it moves pretty curious there as well, like the portal's in the web of Capricorn, so the vortex is in that area, wherever that is for you. But watching how, our big government is kind of getting the rug pulled out from under it. The housing market went through that, the Hollywood socialites, if you will. So it's really hard to be a socialite when what you see socialites being doesn't resonate with your heart center, right? Hollywood or celebrities in America anyway. They're kind of going through their own recalibration. So it's this strange feeling I sense. And then we have Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, in the sign of vibration, frequency, and all the good quantum fun stuff, Aquarius. So the planets speak to the energetic centers or through them, and each one is recalibrating with the seasons and also as time and space cycles through. So which beacon is on the stage, I can use myself as an example as the beacon. So my natal Pluto is in my first house. So my action and my characters always seem to be appearing or to being going through a breakdown and a breakthrough. I have Uranus there too. And the breakdown and the breakthrough in my beingness, that transformation, is actually in my fifth house. So this is my creativity, boundaries in relationships. Romance is what I meant. Sorry, children. So I create time and space to be creative, take a breath, take a pause, as my beingness in that area is actually transforming my character and my behavior. So it's like it sits this way and then it shoots out this way, if that makes sense. So it's getting this adjustment in that area that will actually unfold and shift that behavior. And Saturn's what kind of restricts us in a way. It's raising the vibration to how I serve or work in humanity in the big picture of the world. It's like I'm deciding to commit to these things, this frequency and this vibration. Pretty curious, right? But it's also in the space for me where healing happens. So healing into the world. So I see this as this kind of ping pong ball thing going on. So it's adding all these flavors, or what I call ingredients, the ingredients of who we are. And we all have all the juice in our cosmic data system. It's just what flavor is on the plate, shifting as time and space is moving. So our energetic centers that are online depend similar to our natal chart. That's how I see it. So it's like, who's on first, who's on second? It's the players in the game in this divine codex, our energetic blueprint. So when I say what energy center is online today, I'm kind of looking at the sun, I'm looking at the numerology, and I'm also looking at the planets. Then I look into the planet and what is the planet musing about at the current thread, the current moment. And so being that we're in the season of Libra, we are seeing relationships get some disruption, if you will, or literally an uplift, leveling up, upcycling. Especially soon when we have this arm wrestle between Pluto and actually the sun. They're going to kind of have an arm wrestle. And our sun wants to shine our light, and Pluto wants to transform the state of the plate. But the elemental energy today, we have this yang water, yang earth dragon day. So it's this pretty yang day with a yang month, and then we have a hidden yin energy in the stems and also in the year. So I'm going to actually go with the dragon today. I'm super excited for that as the spirit animal. Does anybody see dragons? I see them all the time. I see earth dragons, sky or cloud being dragons, tree dragons, water dragons. So, but today, before we get into that, the dragon for today is one of a water dragon or an earth dragon. He probably likes to hide in a wet cave, possibly an ice dragon. There's not a lot of heat here in this chart. There's only one yin fire in storage. So this is like that hidden inner fire kindling, if you will, like deep earth. So when we have this much earth, it's considered the 4 graves. So we're only missing the element of the sheep. So that's some really heavy earth energy. Metal and water and all that earth will absorb all the water of our day. And there is like a dam that it can't get through to the metal or the mineral on the other side to actually support it. So, I mean, you could light a candle, talk to the spirits of water, the spirits of the rocks, the minerals, the stones in our bones. Tune into your ancestors through the voices of our bones, that ancestral lineage. The Earth Star is definitely having a meeting. It feels like that, all that Earth energy. So you could connect with all of those who are in community metal to the Earth. Like, where do you belong? That's kind of what I'm sensing. So what's the Earth Village? What's the conversation, the collective vibration with all these little beings, right? So water to get us in the flow, metal to disperse the earth energy. Kind of like hang on to your shorts. Things are about to get a little otherworldly. Dragons, right? The loyalty of the dog, the steady paced ox. So we've got the steady ox. We have some loyalty, and then we have some otherworldly energy flowing forward. Not really supporting our water, so we need to bring in that metal energy to support that, and also more water. Be in the flow, be in communication, make better decisions, refined decisions, it feels like. Refined decisions. Yeah, refined decisions. So did anybody hit a brick wall or hit the wall yesterday? Stranger Things. So it was a day of restoration, the balance of your being. Great little program there in my little venue. Just utilizing natural resources that we really all have, but we rarely put them all to use at the same time, myself included. So go ahead and check that out if you are curious or feel the call. It's actually one of the first online programs that I ever created, and you're going to actually see how far I have come in my own personal video online technology and even my presence on camera. It's totally different, but we are putting all the juice at the front line today. So, you know, did you wake up with a laundry list of things to do? I kind of woke up to the new moon coming ahead of me. My visions were kind of curious, but where people have been having relationship breakdowns last week or breakthroughs, I feel like it's ahead of my threads, or I just swept right through it. Swept, or like the combination of sleeping and sweeping, swept right through it. So stranger things, like ahead of the times or catching up to the time. So today's just a great day to get the vitality, wood energy, the energy body flowing and merging. It's a day to not be lounging on the couch. It's a day to literally take action, get moving, get on the treadmill, conquer the beast or the dragon, whatever that looks like for you. I work out on my Monday nights, so I'm going to put that extra boost to some juice for today. Maybe I'll add 5-10 more pounds. Don't know. But even maybe you are hyper alert, hyper aware, twisted a little bit, or twisting. So watch your relationship patterns. You know, are they switching a degree or a notch? Things are really moving forward. There's lots of changes and updates are occurring behind the scenes and in our day-to-day scenes. So it's this magical day to really kickstart our relationship system and how we relate, and are we relating, honoring the deal, signing the document, and just following things through. You know, hug your staff. If you got employees, give them a juicy hug. So it's this new beginning, a new philosophy. The old is being released and the new is coming online. So keep the momentum alive, let the caboose go, toot your own horn, stay in the flow of spiritual integration, like time and space is going to keep everything alive and keep everything well. So if you decided to end a habit in the last few weeks, start a new one, that whatever you ended it's done. It's like it's been cut. If you are in a stage of progress, you're going to be in the next stage. It's going to actually move forward with whatever you're creating or manifesting, or your relationship. You know, it could be in a variety of places. I myself am doing a relaunch for the season of giving and super excited, my super bundle, to get that all rolling again. Excited to share as well. So it's in the phase this week, recreating some things and upcycling some stuff. So this manifestation for myself is actually moving forward, baby steps. So if your heart is in alignment to really move ahead into this next aspect, this next moving forward within your relationships, we're in the season of Libra, relating, really take a bow and see it to the other side. Like, bring on the dance, you know. For me, I'm actually staying in the channel of my ideas, the ones I frequent the most. And are they aligned with my heart's internal desires, you know? How are those branches, like a tree, stretch, 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 going to like spread out? Maybe you pop your back when you move your neck. I don't know. But are your leaves colorful? Are they in the harvest? So it's like this moving forward with what my heart truly values. And is it in alignment? Is it balanced? How are my goals manifesting? Those are just some things I'm musing about. You know, another online course, going into different stages of the title, like what's on the muse. You know, Change Your Stars was this live online venue that I started doing during the experience. Lots of people were kind of home, and they were all online, so it was a great opportunity. I went live every Sunday, and probably this one, I don't know what I'm going to call it. It hasn't, I kind of have an idea. Why am I saying that? I have an idea, so I'll probably be moving forward with that as well. But we're also moving forward with changes in our relationships, taking action to get into the momentum, like get things moving. So if you've had any tension in a relationship, today that inflammation, it might fire up. It might go into the zone, the alert signal kind of zone. So kind of just stay in the channel of what your heart wants and what you can, you know, what you can commit to. Don't overcommit, basically, and don't go overboard with any commitments to things that aren't in alignment to your heart space, your heart channel, and also what your heart desires. You know, we have the low heart, the middle heart, the high heart, and then we have this like galactic heart that encompasses our entire beingness. So you're going to find that if you go overboard, you're going to be wasting a lot of energy, a lot of vitality. You're going against your internal threading. So it's a great day to connect with your higher energy that links us into the realms of those angelic beings, and then comes into the calming presence, melding those aspects that might feel really as if they're worn down. It's kind of like when you wear the threading on your socks, you got a hole. You need somebody to hook it back together. You know, you get a hole in your heel. So it's really time to shift our boundaries around our heart space, keeping our mind focused in on our heart's beacon, that light, our heart's desires, our own star. So our root center is actually online today, manifesting our physical desires through the channel of our heart, and also bringing down that inner wisdom, that higher wisdom, our intuition, through our third eye. So when we can bring in that otherworldly knowledge, that ancient wisdom, and move forward with a manifestation through the intuitive download, we can utilize the seed sound of Alam. That's our grounding energy. And we could also bring it in and through the crown down to the root and exhale into the earth star. And then you could also bring it up from the earth star, which actually might not be such a bad idea with all that elemental earth today. There's a lot of earth, you know. So earth star to root, exhale, third eye, and I have all the seed sounds in the show notes. So you'd inhale from the earth star to your root and then exhale through the third eye. I have Tiger at my toes. He might jump up, just so you know. So as you do that, you can bring in the sound of silence first and then root the seed sound into the earth plane, or go the opposing direction. It's totally up to what actually resonates with you, what frequency vibration. But the dragon, of all the spirit animals, the dragon, super excited about this. I have a few images. I think I'm going with this one first. This isn't the best, but you know, should be kind of curious to see what the fun little dragon energy has to say here. So the dragon itself is symbolic of, you know, the beast of excellence. Could be the adversary or the devil. I don't see the dragon this way. It's also a symbol. It's water, it's clouds, it's rains, it's floods, it's sin, it's evil. It's kind of dark. I don't see it that way at all, though. It could be a sea monster. The Hebrews feel like it was a sea monster. You know, but what does the dragon symbolize? So it's kind of become this enemy, evil, reincarnation of the devil. You know, Christianity has said that for ages. In China, though, it's this mythological creature that's been existed before prehistoric monsters living in the Yangtze River. I might have screwed that one up. But in Egypt, the dragon was thought to be associated with the crocodile, which I find very curious. It's also a symbol of water, cloud, rain, floods, sin, and evil. In the Christian art, it's like the jaws of hell. They're depicted as this dragon with open jaws spewing out flames. They've also been linked to fire, right? And also passion. So in China, it took the spiritual significance. It was linked to the water, which can be good and evil when it causes the floods. But soon the dragon came to be linked to the greatest blessing, giving us rain and blessing of those rain gods. And all over the world, the dragon has stood for sovereignty, royalty, and also power. It's symbolic, again, of the floods, the clouds, and the rains. And, you know, in the East, dragons have different symbolic meanings based on their color. The yellow dragon is very revered. It's like gold. It's the essence of the divine. It's manifesting power. A blue dragon is the vital spirit of water. The dragon also has the power of transformation and invisibility. And in the dragon, the Native American symbolizes it as the thunder lizard. So, you know, the dragon's role is the formation of the earth by a dragon and of God. Before the present earth was formed, earth itself, there were two gods, the thunder god and also Nagiacho. Like I said, I'm not the best at that. Another god, I'm assuming, created the earth and put rocks, flowers, and clouds and fire. But then it rained and flooded everything, and all the living things got washed away in the floods, and everything became dark. So this earth dragon then flew with this being on its back, a thunder god, and it walked under the ocean. He formed the ridges and the islands. So they also applied clay between the dragon's horns and created grass, mountains, hills, and forests, acorns, and all the good juicy stuff of the earth plane. So yeah, I can see earth dragons myself driving around. And the East, the Eastern symbolism, the Chinese, you know, there's the 5-footed dragon, the emperor, power, majesty. The dragons are always associated with the sky. They've also been divided into 9 different palaces, each ruled by a dragon. So these 9 dragons are often, they're depicted as ascending or descending the sky through the rain, lightning, thunder, and different whirlwinds. They have these magical dynamic powers of the galactic universe as well. The pearl dragon represents the sun and the moon, or the pearl that the dragon has holding in the Chinese. And it's also, you know, the 12 signs of the zodiac, you know, within the Chinese astrology. The dragon is the highest amongst their hierarchy. So we also have, let's see, you know, there's different dragons. There's the dragon of the valley, the dragon of the mountain, the waters, all of the stuff. But it's curious in Christianity, the dragon in the Bible, it means the enemy of God. It's this animal that devours people. And the dragon is this animal that destroys all good and evil. It makes wars. And the dragon cares for no one, not even itself, which I found to be quite hilarious. And also, it's saying that the name of the power of Satan comes from the dragon, the owner of false prophets, the Antichrist. It rules and lives in hell, controls the evil in the world, the adversary of God. The revelation of the dragon is to finish what the beast and false prophet had started. The beast in the Bible could also be translated as the dragon. So I'm not buying into that one. In the Celtic symbolism, the red dragon was symbolizing leaders, history, the right to power. So kind of the symbolism of whales in Celtic traditions. Warriors and dragons, you know, they have this symbol of triumph, strength, and royalty. I just think it depends on your relationship to a dragon. I don't see a dragon. I mean, like anything, there's positivity and negativity on both sides. The African symbolism, or in Egypt, the dragon was considered as the personification of forces of water, at once fertilizing and also destructive. So the dragon's most important power was its ability to control water. When benevolent, it brought rain and fertilization thanks to the rivers overflowing. If it was hostile, it unleashed floods and deluges. So in the beginning, this benevolent image of a dragon was predominant. That's why the ancient dragon symbol became synonymous with fertility gods, heroes, and also kings. But later in Egypt, the dragon became to be, it was identified with Seth, the murderer of Osiris. So this symbolism of the dragon kind of preceded Christianity. And also in Egypt, it's one that also gets to observe the transition from Horus to Christ and from Seth to Satan. So it's all perspective, right? So if you have a dragon in your dreams, the meaning is like guarded of our self-realization. It's because the mythological meaning of the mighty beast is the guardian of the treasures of heaven. So dreaming of a dragon means that you need to overcome your fear before you can realize your inner wisdom. And also a dragon, if it's dark, negative, and evil, symbolizing in the Bible. So a dragon dream can also mean that you have a dark, destructive tendency that you're actually afraid of. The dragon also eats the babies of mothers. So if you have a negative attachment to your mother, then a dragon dream might be indicative of that as well. Dragons in dreams can also have two extreme representations as well. It means gold and treasure. It could also symbolize material wealth of the earth, and it could also be found within different satanic realms. So a dream of a dragon can symbolize, you know, attachment to material wealth, and also that leads to loss, sorrow in the long term. In the spiritual realm, a dragon dream can also refer to the achievement of some sort of enlightenment. It could also be saying something about your sex drive. So dragons have this strong association with fire and passion. Even Carl Jung states that in mythology, only heroes overcome dragons. So slaying of a dragon in dreams could mean overcoming the enemy. Also, you know, if a dragon encounters an omens, this is this divine animal and an omen of a man's rise to a position. So the dragons being such an important omen in the Orient, you know, a lot of dragons, the Chinese dragon, the Chinese New Year. So it's really no wonder that this dragons were often issued on the account of different appearances. There's been a lot of legends that assign dragons to guard treasures. I'm thinking of Lord of the Rings. A dragon symbol is universal. Its legends are present in all over the world. But, you know, they really are the harbingers of wealth and good fortune. In the rest of the world, dragons are mythological creatures and keepers of the lakes, the rivers, the caves, and I even think the earth. So it's this power of life energy, transformation, communication, connection, freedom out into the galactic universe. So just even in the clouds, the clouds are like the dragons, and observing them assists us to learn more symbolic meaning of a dragon on deeper and deeper levels. So there's all kinds of juiciness for dragons. Let's see. I had actually one more image. Here we go. I feel like this particular image came from Game of Thrones. Okay, so too funny. Crack myself up. So dragons, totally fun. And then I pulled 3 cards today. I went with my Shadowscape deck. So it should be kind of curious as far as the cards I pulled. But yeah, I'm getting better on my camera too. Look at that. But the 2 of Swords, in the Shadowscape deck. So this is representation of a stalemate where both sides they're not going to compromise. There's no progress. Nothing can be made till somebody steps aside. It's like, whoo, there's 2 swords there. Look at the moon up there on the crest though. So it's this locked balance. There's nothing can move. So it's a dance that struggles to find grace without yielding any ground, the dance of life. You're stuck. So it's also a denial of truth, an avoidance of what's clear, like what's really clear in front of our eyes or hiding within our heart space. You can see the dangling heart there by the swan. It's urging us to really kind of open our eyes and also open our heart. So keep that in mind, opening our eyes and opening our heart. And then I pulled the Strength card. The Strength card is courage, it's patience, it's calmness, it's self-controlled, tempered force in a way. So we all kind of need to manage those impulses, control our anger, control the force. Instead of being manipulated by them, we have to have this inner faith in success within us. It might not come at once. It might not come very easy, right? So just knowing that the lion is fierce, he's guarding that flame. He's got his foot on top of it. It's a burning flame. You see the cauldron down below. So strength sometimes has to be tempered. It's like having minerals and metals forming a steel blade. I'm thinking of a metal maker, somebody who makes swords. So it has to be tempered sometimes. It has to have this unshakable kind of balance, right? So that's what's going to see us through to the other side when we can't be shook off our stability, our ground. So there's a variety kinds of strength. There's fierce, there's bestial kind of strength or power. There's brute force, tooth and claw, cats. There's even fierce winged protectiveness, where you can see the swans. They're protecting. I don't know if you've ever seen birds, but they attack if they're young or being threatened. They're very protective. So there's this steady strength, of the oak. I don't know if you can see the oak tree, but there's an oak, a seed growing from an oak. And by the time it keeps growing, it turns into the mighty oak. You can also see the strength of the bamboo. There's some bamboo in the background of the picture. So bamboo in Chinese, the wind can blow it. It stays strong and it's internalizing, forming, but not breaking. It goes with the sway. So just imagine all the different perspectives of strength and what that feels like for you. Your core strength, your inner strength, right? Your resilience. And then I pulled the star, which we all know how I love the stars, right? So this particular one, there's these silver footsteps. She's just gliding on the water there. I don't know if you can see that. Flowing through into those streams. And she's glowing. She's starlight. She's etching out into the night, those silver streams. You can see the beacon, the star right above her crown there. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starlets right there. There's no sun, there's no moon. So she's in this hushed stillness of the blackest of night. and only a trail of stars around her are glittering. They're like this diamond in the rough, if you will, like a fortress. And she's on this carpeting velvet of the sky. She's floating in the sky through the rivers, mind you, of the Milky Way, and she's flowing across the heavens, and she's just cascading through the stars. So she comes down dancing where all this celestial river runs and turns into, or slivers into, the earth realm, is what I'm saying. So we have water and earth and air, and they become this one single element within her presence. She is the all. She could walk on one, the earth. She could swim through the other, water, and it really doesn't matter what her decision is, because they're everything and nothing at the same time. It's whatever her will or her desire, her heart desires. So she's dancing. She's got her feet. They're light. She's just kind of floating upon the waters. There's no disturbance. There's barely a ripple. And that's her dance floor, is the water, how she dances. So she's dancing her own dance within the stars, whatever that choreography is within the millennia of stars shining their light, beaking down upon the earth. So in this silent language, you know, she has her own inner burning spirit. She's witnessed this for time and eternity. So there's this dance and this flow within human life that's condensed matter into pure essence of this painful kind of beauty. So it's created hope into visual form. So she's stretching and straining, she's swaying and arcing, she's leaping to impossible dreams and heights and time, to this her own tempo and her own beat, and these silent pulses of the stars beaking their light. So as a cascade of river, you know, droplets create the river, the sprays, they're swirling around, and each droplet, wherever it falls, there's something that sprouts from below. So she's dancing and doing her magic all night long. She's not human, but yet she's embodying humanity in her essence, in her entire beingness. So when the glow of the dawn touches the earth and the sky, whoo, she claps her cloak tight, and then all of a sudden she becomes tired a little bit, but she's at the edge of triumph at the same time. So she steps up into the carpet that takes her back in and through the Milky Way, back to her sisters and all her other stars in the night. She's gleaming and she's waiting for her next star dance, right? So this is like the dance of the stars. Matter of fact, my friend did a tribute to the stars. I'll have to find her name. Totally amazing. And each star is telling the story from the perspective of the star. But the star is us. So we're regaining hope. We're getting faith in the future. We're getting inspired or re-inspired and finding our quiet, our still, our silence within our own beingness, our serenity, tranquility, there's, amidst the chaos and the trouble. So, and even our own inner harmony. So we're offering all of this up without reservation. We're sharing. Hopefully we're being generous. Thank you again for sharing, liking, and echoing. So with this card, the harshness of the daylight or even the moonlight, whatever that looks like, it's faded away. And there's nothing but the calm and the non-judgmental eyes of the stars. They're a beacon. They are light. So there's this piece of us to this where space, it gives us space to gather up, to prepare, and to uplift our spirit, to let loose of our doubts and fears and actually embrace the light, the night within us. I always like to say within every ounce of darkness, there's always one little spark of light. And the stars have been symbols and guidance and help through millennia, the light, if you will, to take us home. Just like a resilient fish, a carp, symbolizes strength and perseverance and courage and determination of spirit, space. And also, I don't know if you can see it, there's a chrysanthemum in this image. And they're representative of longevity, white, even the dragon, the white dragon is peace, right, symbolically. So they're also symbols of hope. So I really think this is a call to change our stars and radiate our light from within. So change your stars is about navigating your intuitive gifts to live your life with purpose or your life's purpose. So if you're being called to change your stars, today it's a day to call in your inner strength, your voice of courage, light up your star, gaze out into the galaxy, if you will. As you light up your inner star, you become your own personal beacon of light. Then you can affirm the blessings for how far you've actually come on your earth journey, especially through the experience, and see what you've done to improve and grow through time and space or through your entire life journey, your cycle. So tune into those heartfelt instincts, believe in yourself, open the door to the galactic Milky Way, and see all of those endless, unlimited possibilities. Allow your light to shine forward and literally shine out into the world. You might have to be somebody else's light in their day. An affirmation would be like, I affirm the shift in my story that upcycles my relationships that are authentic to me. So be your own starlight. It's not a day to dim your light. We ended with the star, right? So make it a magical day and obviously make it a great Monday. And the juice is saying, move on forward with your starlight and be bright. Echo that out. So InShalla and Ashe, blessings to you. And thanks for hopping on. Thanks for joining me. Ashe. Ding. There I am.